So what is up, amigos? Hope you're doing well. My name is Maddie and welcome back to my channel. You know what made me want to watch Kapata Nataka Sutradhari wasn't just the cast or the poster. It was the trailer. In just a couple of minutes, it gave off something you rarely sense in Indian films these days, especially in Kannada. It felt like a proper satire, not the loud kind, but one rooted in everyday life, quietly poking at how we react, how we judge, and how easily situations spin out of control in today's polarizing times. Honestly, the last time I felt something like this was with Peepli Live years ago, and more recently with Kathal on Netflix in Hindi. Films that hold up a mirror to the society using absurdity and calm humor. And there was something else. The actor playing the English teacher, who's also the director by the way, Dhiraj MV, apparently gained weight just to make the role believable. That's not something you expect from a debut actor, especially when he was a fitness trainer himself. It's a huge risk, both physically and professionally, but it shows that he believed in the story deeply enough to commit to it fully, and that alone made me take this film more seriously even before walking into the theater. There's a certain joy in watching a film that starts small, feels ordinary on the surface, but slowly grows into something more layered and meaningful. Kapata Nataka Sutradhari is exactly that kind of film. From the beginning, it doesn't try to impress you with loud visuals or over-the-top drama. Instead, it quietly sets up a story that feels rooted in everyday life. A teacher taking a small trip to a temple town to meet a potential bride. It's the kind of premise that feels simple, even predictable, but as the film moves ahead, you slowly begin to realize that it's about much more than just that. It talks about faith, identity, political opportunism, community tensions, and hidden prejudices. And it does all of this while mixing humor, satire, and feel-good emotions. That balance is not easy to achieve, but this film tries its best and for the most part succeeds. So the story starts by following Manoj, a 35-year-old mathematics teacher. He is soft-spoken, polite, and looking to settle down. He takes leave from his job to visit Raibag, a temple town that's famous for a 1,000-year-old temple which opens only twice a year. His plan is simple: offer prayers for good luck and meet a girl from the area for a possible arranged marriage. He's accompanied by his friendly colleague, an English teacher who insists on tagging along. Now at first, the story moves at a relaxed pace. They reach the village, meet some interesting people, the local priest, a headmaster, a strange drunk man, and even a political leader named Abhirama who carries a heavy presence. Then Manoj finally meets the girl. She doesn't seem very interested, and in a surprising moment, she even takes him outside for a smoke, clearly hoping he'll reject her. But Manoj doesn't react negatively. He remains calm and respectful and slowly tries to connect with her. Now this portion is handled beautifully. There's a sweet, natural chemistry between the two, and the film doesn't force any romantic drama. Instead, their bond grows slowly, shown through a gentle, well-paced song that captures their quiet understanding. The writing in these scenes is honest and non-dramatic, which makes it feel more real. Now, at the same time, the English teacher explores the temple and finds out about a strange tradition. If you pass beneath the stomach of a sacred elephant idol or Ane Vigraha, your wish is supposed to come true. But the problem is he's a bit overweight and is unsure whether he'll fit. Now, a sadhu tells him that it's not the body, but the faith that matters. Encouraged, he tries it, but gets stuck halfway. Now comes the real twist. Now, when the villagers are trying to help him, but ask for his name, he says Muhammad Ismail, and that single line turns the entire tone of the film. What should have been a funny or spiritual moment becomes something darker. The village starts panicking, rumors spread, religious leaders get involved, political people try to use the situation for their own gain. The media arise. Suddenly, it's not about faith anymore. It becomes about identity, religion, and fragile egos. From this point on, the film becomes a mirror to the society. The writing is strong because it never screams at you. It simply shows how easily fear and politics can take over something simple. It also gives space for smaller conversations that say a lot. For instance, there's a quick moment that touches upon transgender people, not a deep dive, but a quiet nod that adds to the film's inclusive spirit. One scene that really stands out is when the girl goes to buy a sanitary pad. The shopkeeper gives it in a black plastic cover, which is a norm in India, as if it's something shameful. She angrily removes the cover and says, "It's not so there's no need to hide it. And instead of getting uncomfortable, Manoj quietly takes the packet from her and holds it openly without hesitation. It's a small scene, but a powerful one. It shows a kind of quiet feminism from both characters, the woman and the man. She refuses to feel shame, and he doesn't see it as anything unusual. These are the moments that give the film depth. The dialogues are also filled with humor, especially from the village perennial drunkard, a man who may be intoxicated most of the time but speaks the truth in strange and funny ways. His one-liners like Jio Bandmele Huttidavanu to describe a random YouTuber or Moodu Namike Bitti Jim Seru to Ismail are hilarious and show that even the so-called mad men of the village have more wisdom than they're given credit for. Now coming to performances, Murali Shankar, who plays Manoj, delivers a very natural and sincere performance. He doesn't try to act too much, which makes him believable and relatable. Now Grishma Sridhar, playing his match, brings a strong presence to the screen. She's clear in what she wants and isn't afraid to speak her mind, but she also has her quiet moments of warmth. Together, they make an interesting pair. Dhiraj, who plays the English teacher and also has directed the film, keeps his role limited. He lets the other characters shine. This decision works well because the focus remains on the bigger picture, not on any single hero. Now Varun, who plays the perennially drunk man, as I said earlier, is genuinely funny. He brings both humor and unexpected sharpness to his lines, and his timing is effortless. Abhirama Arjuna, who plays the intimidating political leader and also serves as the film's producer, leaves a strong impression with his screen presence and control energy, backed by his experience in theatre. Now visually, the film looks polished and well planned. The cinematography is clean and doesn't try to be flashy. The temple scenes, the village atmosphere, and even the bus journeys are captured with care. The visual tone, the hues, and the colors, they all suit the story. Now the music by Prasanna Kumar is one of the film's biggest strengths. The title track and the background score are quirky and peppy at the same time, with the lyrics in sync with the satirical theme of the film too. Watch the trailer and you would know. The romantic track too is soothing and carries a warm, calming energy. It helps us connect with the characters without pushing emotions too hard. Editing is also neat and crisp at just over 90 minutes of runtime. That's rare. The pacing works well and the screenplay moves between romance, comedy, and social commentary quite smoothly. Even the satire feels very well timed. But not everything lands perfectly, and I want to be honest. The climax. After handling the film so cleverly and sensitively till this point, the film takes a sudden shift. The ending becomes too idealistic and stage-like. Characters begin talking as if they're delivering lines from a moral play. The subtlety that was maintained throughout the film gets replaced, and it almost feels like the director was worried. Maybe that if the message was not made clear enough, the film would face backlash or be pulled from theaters. Now it's understandable, a tough decision for a first-time filmmaker who needs to be expressive yet ensure commercial deliverables too. But a more grounded ending would have made a stronger impact for me. So my final thoughts, Kapata Nataka Sutradhari is not a loud film. It doesn't even have big stars or fancy VFX or dramatic twists, but it's sincere. It has a clear voice, a sharp sense of humor, and a quiet confidence in the story it wants to tell. Yes, it does stumble a bit in the end. A few preachy moments feel out of the place, but the honesty in the storytelling, the effort to represent different sides of society, women, minorities, common people, fools who are wise, and leaders who are not, is worth appreciating. Now, this is the kind of Kannada film that reminds us that stories don't need to shout, they just need to care. Now, by the end of this film, Kapata Nataka Sutradhari leaves you with questions about identity, faith, how society behaves during crisis, and who really stands up when it matters. You may not agree with everything the film says, but you will feel that it tried. And in today's cinema, where many films don't even try, that itself is valuable. If you like meaningful cinema with humor, social relevance, and some heart, some real heart, this is a film you should definitely watch in the theaters. If you've already watched it, do let me know in the comments what you felt about the film, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel as well. Thank you for watching us today. Take care, stay awesome, bye-bye.